marketplace is so trash. Okay, let's do a little bit of some bracket. It's like March Madness style, so we have two sides of the bracket, and then it'll end up being like one team from the one side of the bracket versus the other team on the other side. Shout out Hive Mind for this idea. Shout out Dignan. I low-key am just biting their fucking format from them, but let's kick this shit off. Okay, we'll start on the left side of the bracket, and we'll go all the way down on the left, and then we'll move over to the right. We'll go all the way to the right. Then we'll do, what is that, quarters to semis to the grand finals. So let's start with EG versus Foot. I think that there is a lot to say about specifically one of these teams. Let's first go to Foot. Not bad. I did realize that I'm pretty sure that this card is actually like a mural in real life. It's kind of cool, but I will say the black, red, white color scheme is low-key overdone. I like black and red, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like there's other bundles that do it better. But then the other team is EG, which is like, it's a tough thing to judge because like I hate the org. They're like the contract jail org, but the players there I do like a lot, and this is like one of the only unique color schemes in like the entire like VCT bundles out of all the bundles. Because one thing you'll see, a common trend that I've noticed, is a lot of these people aren't that creative with their color choices. But with that being said, I think we move EG on. So now it'll be EG versus Cloud9, and then whoever wins that will be the one against Navi. Cloud9, I like the white. It's a tough one because there's another one in this, spoiler alert, one of my favorites in this entire like bundle or whatever that does white really well too. But you know, I used to work for these guys, you know, you gotta give them their credit, right? The card is cool. I like how the clouds kind of turn into a 9. It's creative but simple. Definitely beats the EG card, but color wise, honestly I'd have to give it to Cloud9 for this one. So that means it's Cloud9 versus Navi now. Navi's like probably one of my favorite orgs in like other video games, but honestly their shit is kind of boring. This shit is like literally the EG card, but except a city. They're like in the sewers for some reason. So awesome. I do like how it's like a different colored gun buddy and not just white. This little like square thing that they're in or whatever kind of just looks bad. And then on top of that, I know they don't have a lot of work with like colors in their org, so I know they did the most that they could, but honestly, like, I'm gonna move Cloud9 on. Cloud9, you have made your way to the quarters. Now that puts us, it's Genji versus Loud. This is actually like two battles of like two good cards. The seating was randomized. I did not put favorites against favorites on purpose. Genji's, the gun itself is like okay. I think it's just something like a huge gold guy. I don't know, but their like logo is kind of like stands out from the rest, you know what I mean? And also this card is really cool. I know my res probably doesn't do it justice, but it's like a tiger, and then like the stripes of the tiger like spell out GG, like Genji, which I think is actually like really creative. But that's going against like Loud, which honestly, now that I'm looking at this, when I am looking between the two, I think the Loud one, the gun, it just falls a little bit short. If they did like almost like a really dark green base and then did like this lighter green, the shit would go bust, and like green on green, it'd look epic. But their card definitely, actually I was gonna say it clears, but I don't even think it clears. I do like how they tied in the fan base more with this, and I definitely think this is one of the best gun buddies we've seen so far. So, but unfortunately I think I'm gonna have to see Genji go through. I love Loud, but that leads us to Vitality and Furia. I know one of these cards is like the fan favorite in the entire game right now. Spoiler alert, it isn't Vitality, because like, no offense, this shit sucks. This is like one of the only gun buddies where the like logo matches the shape it's in, and also the card is like, I kind of like brands who associate a symbol or a mascot. But I like this little like PNG. I like how it glows. It looks cool. I think it's pretty clear that like Lev's is definitely better. The circle that it's in just looks like it's part of the logo, so it doesn't look off-putting. The card is cool. At first, I wasn't really like a huge person on it because I was like, oh my god, samurai, dragon, Japan anime. But like, I learned more that like, apparently the guy who made it is one of the biggest like cartoonists in like South America, which is cool. And then apparently the story behind it is he's like the ninja who can like turn into the dragon. So it's like, there's like a story behind it. And Aspas said it reminds him of Solo Leveling, and like, as much as I was joking on the anime shit, like Solo Leveling is kind of fire, so I'd have to agree with him on that. The gun is okay. I like the background, the dragon in the back. It reminds me of like tattoo shirts. It's kind of cool. So Leviathan goes through. But yeah, moving on to Furia and NRG. This is low key the battle of the mid. Take a screenshot of what this gun looks like, keep it in your mind, and then look at this. It's like the exact same model that they just put a different logo on it. So I know they don't have a lot to work with. Any of these orgs that it's just like letters, you kind of shot yourself in the foot. I will say, we'll get to MIBR, but just to like cut ahead, they are technically just words, but they associated themselves with other colors, which I think was like creative. But honestly, if I had to choose between the two, I don't know. I think the NRG card isn't like that cool. Fuck with the org. I don't know if this beats the Furia logo though. This logo is so iconic to me. And also this card is like oddly like fire. I don't know why. Just this like 3D rendered panther like in the galaxy sky. It looks like all ethereal and shit. So I think Furia beats NRG for me. Unfortunately. Sorry. That leads us now to BBL. They get a bye because we had 30, I think it's 33 capsules that are out right now. So they just got kind of like a freebie round. But now it's Global versus RRQ. So this is like one of my very first like hot takes. I'll go ahead and go through RRQ. Orange, it's cool. I like how like bright orange it is and stuff. This card, very average. I just think creatively they didn't really do a lot. It doesn't really draw me in. But I do think Globals is kind of sick. Like, it's like one of those bomb pops. I don't know if you guys have had them as a kid. It's actually like creative colors. I like how they chose like a color scheme. They easily could have taken a route of like doing something boring, but I like that they kind of took a risk with doing something really loud. And I think this card is like, it's like funny. It's like funny ironic. So I would give it to Global in this matchup. I think Global did a good job of doing something outside the box, which I think goes a long way, especially in this, because some people played it really safe. Speaking of other people who went outside the box, M are Gentlemates versus Giant X. I like the colors Gentlemate chose. I like the purple green like combo. I will say I don't know a lot about this org. I know a lot of people don't either, so I don't really know what the card means, conceptually what it means, but it's chill. It's cool, I guess. The spray is cool. I will say their jerseys are really, really cool. Insert like a photo of them. But yeah, Giant X, this is like, I don't know. As I was clowning on like everybody doing red and black, but there's also a lot of people who did this like dark blue, navy blue color scheme. I think the card is cool just because it's like, oh my god, holding the weight of the earth. But I don't know, there's not a lot to be excited for about them. I feel like that it's just like kind of generic. I kind of just spoiled that there's like which is who we're gonna come to next, where they actually did like, I feel like the blue colorway like really well, and that's K Corp. Like, as much as this org has been a joke, especially last year with like their roster getting like 0 wins or whatever the fuck, I think this actually like looks good, and it kind of is because they did like the blue on blue with like white accents, which looks nice. The card is cool. I don't know, just like I feel like when you compare these two, I mean they're like both I guess kind of boring. I mean, but it's versus Talon. Okay, wait, maybe Talon's goes through here. I like reds, and I know I was judging the red and black thing, but this is kind of like an off red. It's almost like pinkish. It's like a pink hued red. And I think that their logo is cooler. Again, this mascot makes more sense. It's like, you know, it's a Talon holding the like org's like logo, but this is like, I don't know much about K Corp. I know they're based out of France, blah blah blah, but I don't really get why it's like spray painter with like lens flare. I don't know, just kind of to me. So, Talon, you've made your way through into playoffs. Now on our way to the other side of the bracket. Okay, this is starting with G2. Okay, so I'll be honest. I think I got baited by the players at G2. I think it was Valen was tweeting out. He's like, guys, this is literally not biased. I think we have the best bundle. And I was like, okay, cool. I fuck with every single player on that org. The guard, those are the homies. So I'm gonna take his word. And I was kind of like, I don't know. The logo, this is like cool, I guess. I like how they have this like smoke. I guess maybe I was hating on it. I think it was just the gun is not that great. Like, let me see what it looks like in game. Okay, maybe it doesn't look as bad. I think the thing that saves it is how like the glass or like the plastic or whatever kind of has this like frostiness. So it almost looks like purplish. So it's like black, purple, red, which is cool. And it goes well with this color too, like the background, it's like light shining through smoke. So you know what, I actually do like that against Team Heretics. Okay, I think regardless of if I change my opinion, they probably were gonna go through. What even is this card? Is it on a shield? Okay, so that's trash. Genji, okay, I do like the shininess, like it is like gold, but if they did like a gold gun, that would be cool. I think Genji kind of does this colorway a bit better. So G2 is on their way through. Then that leads us to 100 Thieves versus Liquid. This actually is, I think, the hardest one we've come across yet. Team Liquid, classy, royal. It's just really nice. Navy, blue, gold, white. Like, if you followed the Team Liquid, like CS team or other teams for a while, and you've seen the way that their jerseys and stuff have changed, then it's kind of like, it just makes sense they went with this. And the card, it's cute. I know that they were trying to make these little, like, mini pictures, the team logo. I think if it was like the little man here, that would be a lot cuter, but regardless, it's still on the card. So Team Liquids is definitely up there for me, but they were against 100 Thieves, which, okay, I think now that I'm looking at this versus the G2 one, G2's is so much better than this. The 100 Thieves logo is okay. I think the only thing that's good, people were hating on this card and saying it's like kind of cringe. I think it's like creative, and it low-key is like a battle pass card, which I don't think is a bad thing. Like, I think people were saying that like almost in a derogatory way, that it's like a battle pass card, but like I feel like all the battle pass cards are for the most part creatively sound. Like, they're all for the most part pretty good. They have some sort of concept behind it. Like, it makes sense. It's like, oh, I'm stealing RR, blah blah blah. All these Valorant kids who are hating on this, I'm like, okay, well, you literally say this in game. People are just overhating. But regardless, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Team Liquid. I just like the royal colors of it. And again, I think G2 does what 100 Thieves was trying to do, but better. Okay, Bleed versus TFM. This is another battle of the mid. Bleeds, I like how the color at like the front of the gun is red and it's not like red at the handle. I don't really know what they're trying to get out with the card. If they're trying to like show them that they're gonna be at the bottom and raise their flag and just be there the whole season, then they're doing a good job given how they've shown themselves so far. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, DFM is like just as bad. Where even are they? Oh, DFM. Yeah, I don't know. DFM's card, this is like the laziest shit I've ever seen. No offense. The gun is okay, but I think Bleed goes through just slightly, but no spoils. But they probably don't make it past quarters, so... oh yeah, they definitely don't. I just saw who's in the next, like, they definitely don't make it through, so... So like I said, MIBR, I like what they did. They have just like a pretty normal logo, but they actually like kind of thought of colors to put alongside it. I like the concept of the card. It's cute. It's wholesome. Everybody wants to be an aspiring pro, so I do think the logo, like this spray, is like eh. I think this is like eh. But this is like one of my favorites is like the DRX. Like they're going against like arguably the top 4 for me. Like this guy is in top 4. I just think the white on white is really nice with the blue accent. I think the creamy white looks really nice. I think the card is like whatever, but I do like the royal blue. The logo is, you can see it from afar and be like, oh, it's DRX. But I think this gun is like the best so far though. DRX goes through. Okay, so Crew versus Paper X, the battle of the pinks. Like Crew's, you know, pink. That's really all you can say for it. It's kind of boring. I don't really get the girl. I am kind of like, it doesn't tie into anything they've done in the past. But the logo is like, eh. The color, the pink itself is kind of like an eh pink. I think it would have been cooler if there was more, like a explosion of pink. But then PRX, I think they kind of just did everything that Crew was trying to do, but they did it right. It's like really loud. It's like a loud pink. They tied in the purple blue with it. There's white to make it pop more. But I like how they did, like their promotional video kind of put a story with the card. It was like somebody stumbling across ancient ruins or whatever the fuck. It's cool. And the logo stands out. So I think it's hard to say that PRX really goes out in the first round. It's definitely one of the favorites and one of my favorites too. So Koi versus T1. This is another like battle of the favorites. I think a lot of people like the purple. This is the only purple I think in the entire, like, out of all the bundles that we have. And I do like the card. Color palette is really nice. But the like, this sucks. This is like, okay. It's cool. I don't know. Looks like a freaking gum fruit looking. I see the koi fish. I don't really get the dragon. I don't know if there's like some story. But the purple is nice, I guess. But then they were against, what was it, T1, right? This one is very nice as well. I like the whites. That just makes it kind of pop more. This is my other hot take. I think the animation, like the little inspect animation, like sucks. Like I really don't like it. I feel like it throws off like it just makes it look like super dull. The T1 logo is just kind of like, it's the T1 logo, bro. Like that shit is literally one of the most recognizable brands in all of esports. So, but yeah, if we're talking, I think the only thing that really pushes between these two is like, which color would I rather use in game? I think T1 goes through. So, okay, so final four, Fnatic versus Secret. This is kind of easy. Team Secret. I fuck with the card. That's about it. The penguin is really cute. I really like him. I like Team Secret. I think their logo is cool too, like this little like eye. I just think the color scheme kind of sucks. But Fanatics is really cool. It's orange. I think they were doing what RRQ was trying to do, but I like the orange of Fanatics better. It's also throughout the entire gun, not just like on the handle. Fnatic logo, kind of like T1. It's like super recognizable. This logo looks cool, like the gun buddy. I think the only thing that I would have to say is like the card. I'm like, it's cool. I wish there was a story behind it. Sometimes these people just do like mysterious man wearing the team logo, and I'm kind of like, all right, cool. So we're all doing that. So like Fnatic and like K Corp, it's cool. I as much as I say that, I'm not hating. I'm just more of kind of like the Fnatic goes through. And then Zeta versus Sentinels, I'll just say it now. Sentinels is going through. They have the best red. This is like the best red color out of all the red skins and out of all the bundles so far. People are actually hating on this because of like the card and the spray and stuff, but this gun is too good. Nah, it's just really clean. It's like a metallic red. It's not just like the brightest red in the world. It's kind of like a subdued, like different shade of it, so it looks nice. And Team Zeta's is just it's okay. It's whatever. I like the green. I think if they tied into the green a bit more, if it was louder, like if the green was a more prevalent color, it would have probably been a lot cooler. But Sentinels goes through as our last team to make quarters. Let's just quickly go through orders. So Cloud9 versus Gen G, go through white and blue, and then the gold. After looking at it on second glance, the Gen G one I think like just barely clears the Cloud9 one. Lev versus Furia. This is obviously Lev's. No offense to Furia. Like, I love the team, the org and stuff. But Lev's concept and stuff is a lot cooler. BBL versus Global. BBL, we didn't really look at them because they got a buy. I'll just show it quickly. I will say they are probably one of the better gold ones. The skin is a lot nicer than I thought. It's like an actually like good gold skin. So I think Global goes through here. I think that theirs is just slightly better, and I like the weirdness of it. Mates versus Talon. I'm way too broke to like even think about buying one of these right now. So if any teams are watching this and want to send me it, I'll rock it. I will rock any classic somebody buys for me. I do not care. I love every team, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think M8's clear here. Talons is cool. I like the off red, so it's not like every other red that we've seen, but I don't think it beats that. So G2 versus Liquid. G2, Liquid. Nah, the Liquid one is just too red. Where's Liquid at? Liquid definitely beats G2. I'm sorry, Valorant, but I think that you were lying. Bleed versus DRX. Again, DRX is like one of my favorites going into this tournament or bracket, so it goes through. Bleeds is just like, it's like mid. PRX versus T1, or T1 and PRX are playing what, like last night? PRX beat them 3-0 or 2-0, I don't even know. T1, white on red, PaperX, pink on blue. You know what, it sucks to say, but I think PRX goes through. I really am 50-50 on these because I think either of them could be good. The battle of the orgs, huh? Fnatic versus Sentinels. Fnatic's is really nice. I do like the kind of like shapes inside the gun, but I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go with the spicy opinion here. People are over-hating the Sentinels bundle. The gun is actually like right behind, or if not like right beside DRX as being the best gun of all of these bundles. So, and I will quickly go through the semis. Just do these super quick. Genji versus Lev. I don't know if it's just I'm biased to blue, but Lev goes on through. Global versus M8s. I'm going to have to put, it's like kind of, it looks honestly really good in game. Nah, that's so tough. I think I'm going to put Global through. I like the shooting animation at the end, like the VCT logo. Where Liquid versus DRX. This is another really tough one. Team Liquid. I think DRX just goes through. Okay, but that leaves us PRX versus Sentinels. This is a lot harder than I thought. Versus Sentinels. Just barely PaperX beating Sentinels. All of these ones in top 8 or whatever are like clean neck and neck. On the right side of the bracket this time, I think DRX goes through pretty convincingly. I really do like PRX's, but Lev versus frickin' Global. Holy shit. I feel like people might not have thought of seeing Global go this far. I think this is where the Global kind of train dies and Lev goes through. Grand Finals, DRX versus Leviathan. The classic VCT bundle winner goes to. I feel like I kind of sold who it was at the beginning of the bracket when I was talking about them is DRX. They have the best bundle out of all of the VCT skin bundles in the entire game. If you're looking for the best objective design bundle to get, I think DRX takes the cake. So with that being said, bundle bracket is officially over. Okay, we got 10 minutes until it's my freaking premiere.